Hello students, welcome to our channel SD Biology classes. In my last lesson, I have discussed about the specialized connective tissue, that is cartilage and bone. Today, I am going to discuss about the fluid connective tissue that include blood and the lymph. In today's video, I will discuss about the blood. So students, let's start it. Students, today our learning objectives are the features of fluid connective tissue, the main fluid connective tissue, that is blood. We will know about blood, features of blood. We will know about the composition of blood and also the assignment part that based on today's lesson. So first of all, we will discuss about what is fluid connective tissue. From the name, we can understand it very well that fluid connective tissue means it has lot of liquid. So here the fiber is totally absent. In this connective tissue, fibers are absent and the matrix is liquid. That's why it is known as the fluid connective tissue. Mainly, what are the types of fluid connective tissue? It is of two types, blood and lymph. Today we will talk about the blood. What is blood? The blood is liquid connective tissue. Why it is called as the liquid connective tissue? Because the medium or the matrix of the blood is liquid. It contains water and other substances. So the matrix is liquid and it makes the connection between each and every parts of our body. That's why it is called as the liquid connective tissue. Now we will know about two important terms. What is this? First one is hematology. Whenever you will get the term hem, it is related to blood. So hematology is the study of blood. The study of blood is called as hematology. Whereas hemopoiesis, what is this hemopoiesis? The process of formation or production of blood cells is called as the process of formation of blood or blood cells is called as the hemopoiesis. So important terms, you can remember these terms. Okay. Now we will talk about the composition of blood. Now students, do you know that blood is also called as the false connective tissue? Why? Because we know that the connective tissues are made up of three parts: cells, matrix and the fiber. But in case of blood, the cells which are present, they cannot divide. So the cells are not in dividing stage, or better to say cells cannot divide. Cells cannot divide. Why the cells cannot divide? Because no cellular organelles are present which help in the division of the cell. So cells cannot divide. Secondly, the fibers are absent here. Fibers are absent, and the matrix, in case of other connective tissue, we have seen that the matrix are synthesized by the cell of the connective tissue. But in case of blood, the matrix is not synthesized by blood cells. So the blood is also called as the false connective tissue. So as a extra information, you can remember this fact. Now we will know about the composition of blood. Being a liquid connective tissue, the blood has two important parts. What are those? The liquid part, that is called as the plasma, and the solid part that include the blood cells. The liquid part of the blood, that is plasma, that is also the matrix of the blood, it almost include 55% of the blood, whereas the solid parts of the blood cells include 45% of the blood. Now what does the liquid part or the plasma contain? Plasma contain water and the solid substances. The solid part of the plasma again made up of two parts: inorganic part inorganic part that includes different ions like sodium ion, potassium ion, calcium ions, and also salt like sodium chloride salt, etc. are present as the inorganic part of the plasma, whereas the organic part of the plasma contain different types of proteins. Mainly 4 types of proteins are present. What are those? Albumin protein, globulin protein, prothrombin protein, and fibrinogen. Remember, this prothrombin and fibrinogen help in blood clotting. In addition to this inorganic and organic parts, different substances which are present, the inorganic parts also contain different gases which are present in the blood like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen. All these gases are also present, and the organic part also include the amino acids. The plasma also include the hormones, etc. So again I am telling that the blood plasma is the liquid part of the blood that include 55% of the blood. It consists of 2 parts, water part and the solid part. The solid part again are of 2 types, or 2 types of substances are present, the inorganic substances and the organic substances. The inorganic substances contain different types of ions like sodium, potassium, calcium, different types of salts like sodium chloride salts. The gaseous substances are also present in the inorganic part of the blood like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, these gases. And the organic part mainly contain the 4 types of protein, plasma protein, that are called as the albumin, globulin, prothrombin and fibrinogen. And for your extra information, remember that fibrinogen and prothrombin help in blood clotting. Now we will talk about the different types of blood cells. If we remove the liquid part of the blood, that is plasma, then we get the solid part of the blood, that is the blood cells. Mainly 3 types of cells are present: the RBC or red blood cells, WBC or white blood cells, and the platelets. We will know about all these blood cells in details. So students, first of all, we will know about the blood cells which are called as the RBC or red blood cells. It is disc-like, biconcave and enucleated structure. You can see they are disc-shaped, biconcave. Both the surface are concave, that's why biconcave, and enucleated. That means no nucleus. At the mature stage of the RBC, nucleus is absent. Due to this type of structure, they can filled with more amount of hemoglobin. So not only nucleus, other cell organelles are also absent in the mature RBCs, and that's why they can filled up with more amount of hemoglobin. Now the plasma membrane of RBC is known as the Donans membrane. You can remember this fact as an extra point, that the plasma membrane of RBC is called as the Donans membrane. Now, why the RBCs are red in color, or we can say that not only the RBCs, why the blood is red in color? The red color of the blood is due to the presence of this respiratory pigment that is called as the hemoglobin in the RBC. Hemoglobin has 2 parts, the heme part and the globin part. This is the iron containing part and this is the protein part that make the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin helps to carry oxygen within the RBC. What is the lifespan of RBC? The lifespan of RBC almost 120 days. In mature human beings, the lifespan of RBC is 120 days. Now we will talk about the function of RBC. Function of RBC, its main function is to carry oxygen by the help of the hemoglobin. So each and every organ of our body get oxygen due to the presence of RBCs in our blood. So by the help of the hemoglobin, RBCs carry oxygen and send it to each and every part of our body. So This is about RBCs or red blood corpuscles or red blood cells. Now we will talk about WBC. So white blood cells. The white blood cells are also called as the leukocytes. And the RBCs are also called as the erythrocytes. Now students, here I have written that WBCs are also called as leukocyte. But do you know why they are called as leukocyte? Because WBCs are the colorless blood cells. Colorless or white in color blood cells. That's why they are called as the leukocyte. Leuko terms is related to the colorless part and cytes means cell. So the colorless blood cells are WBC and so they are called as the leukocytes. Now here we have different types of blood cells. From the picture you can see that some of the white blood cells have granules on their cytoplasm and some of them don't have any granules. Here granules are absent. So on the basis of presence or absence of the granules in the cytoplasm of WBC, we can divide them into two types. First one is called as the granulocytes. What are the features of the granulocytes type of WBC? The cytoplasm is granular, small granules are present in the cytoplasm and the nucleus is lobed. You can see here one lobe, two lobes. Here also almost 2 or 3 lobes are present. Here distinctly 3 lobes are present and each lobes are interconnected with each other. So the granulocytes have granules in their cytoplasm and the lobes are present in the nucleus. What are the different types of granulocytes type of WBC? There are 3 types: eosinophil, basophil and neutrophil. Due to presence of this lobed nucleus, the granulocytes or eosinophil, basophil and neutrophil, also called as polymorphonuclear WBC. Polymorphonuclear WBC. Now, we have seen that some of the WBCs don't have granules in their cytoplasm. They are called as the agranulocytes as the granules are absent. So the names are agranulocytes. Cytoplasm devoid of granules and you can see a distinct large nucleus. So the nucleus don't have any lobes. And this type of, due to presence of this type of nucleus, they are also called as the mononuclear WBC. Now, what are the functions of WBC? The WBCs act as the soldier of our body. They can kill the foreign particles that enter our body by the process known as phagocytosis. Remember one thing, that WBC also can change their shape. Like the unicellular organism, amoeba can change their shape. The WBC present in our body also can change their shape and by the process of phagocytosis, they kill the foreign particles. That's why they are called as the soldier of our body. Not only that, some WBCs like lymphocyte, they help to develop our immune system. They produce the antibodies. The lymphocytes produce the antibodies and develop our immune system. So these are the important functions of the WBC. Students, we have seen that sometimes when we have cut or wound in our body, the blood comes out from that part. And after sometimes we see that blood stop coming out. It is due to the coagulation of the blood. And why this coagulation or clotting of blood occurs? It is occurred within the blood or within the blood tissue due to the presence of another type of blood cells that is called as platelets. So platelets are also called as the thrombocytes. What type of cells they have? The platelets are non-nucleated. Remember that including RBCs, the platelets also don't have the nucleus. And they are also disc-like, oval-shaped or biconvex type of structure. The lifespan of platelets is only 2 to 5 days. And their main function, already I have told, that they help in blood clotting. How? They produce thromboplastin, and that help in the clotting of the blood. So students, we have seen the platelets help in the coagulation of the blood. Then the question comes in our mind that when the blood flows inside our vessels, inside our capillaries, why the blood does not coagulate? It is due to presence of an anticoagulants. Anticoagulants are the substances that resist or prevent the clotting of blood, and the anticoagulants that present in our body is heparin. So due to presence of heparin in our blood, the blood does not coagulate when they flow through our blood vessels. So students, from today's video, we have learned about the blood, that is one type of fluid connective tissue, the composition of blood. We have learned about the blood cells also, and we have learned the different functions of blood cells. So here the assignment part, that based on the today's lesson and based on the topic of the blood. In the next video, we will know about the muscles and the muscular tissue. Thank you.